I'm glad you're here today. We'll get back to doing the cartoons again, but for a little bit, I'm just going to be reading to you. This is the same material we post on Schoology, but we'll also be posting it on the sister YouTube channel. But we will get back to our cartoons, okay? So let's go ahead and read these two great books I've got. I thought you all might enjoy it. It's about frogs. So, okay, the first book I'm going to read is called Frog on the Log. It says, Frog loves his log, so when a storm washes away his home, he tries everything to hang on as he drifts downstream. But when Frog has to abandon his log, he finds another, or so it seems. Oh, this sounds great. Let's go ahead and read it. It says, this book belongs to you. Oh, the pictures are great. Frog on the Log. Written by Leland Perret. Down in the woods where the river runs through, by a creaky old hut and a leaky canoe, stood a marvelous mountain of mossy old logs, which happened to house a small family of frogs. Now these frogs like to bathe in the stream in the sun and roll in the moss, which is good froggy fun. Till one day the river rose up and the logs were washed down the river, along with the frogs. Now frogs are good swimmers, I'm happy to say. So safely they watched their homes drifting away as they sat in a row on the bank, except one who drifted along on his log in the sun. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. An hour passed by when the frog saw a dog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. It stood on the bank quietly, having a drink in the shade of a tree, and it made the frog think. Kind dog, I appear to need some assistance. I have drifted downstream considerable distance. The bank by the hut, for that place I so yearn. To my friends and my family I'd gladly return. Small frog, said the dog, I would carry you gladly, but wood tends to splinter my mouth rather badly. So ride on my back if you like, said the dog, but you'll have to abandon your mossy old log. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. Another hour passed as he drifted along, alone on his log in the heat of the sun, when he happened to spy in a nearby bog the snout and two eyes of a mud-loving hog. Dear hog, I appear to need some assistance. I have drifted downstream a considerable distance. The bank by the hut, for that place I so yearn. To my friends and my family I'd gladly return. Here's him talking to the pig right there. Small frog, I've been bathing in marvelous muck. You could clean to my snout, but your log's out of luck. I'm afraid it would simply slip off, sniffed the hog. So you'll have to abandon your mossy old log. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. The sun was now sizzling high in the sky, and it beat down upon the frog drifting by, laid out on his log as the river's end loomed, at sharp jagged rocks and certain frog doom. I wish I'd accepted the help of that dog or hopped on the snout of that mud-loving hog. He thought when he saw at the base of those rocks the splintered remains of some mossy old logs. But what was that bobbling in the foam? A log that was moving away from the stone. There was no time to think, and the little frog knew it. He took a deep breath, then he hopped right onto it. How sad that I had to abandon my home, said the stubborn old frog as it smashed on the stone. Then looking along about him, he saw with surprise his new mossy log came complete with two eyes. Well, wait here. Well, what have we here? Said the stunned crocodile as he grinned at the frog with a wide, toothy smile. A log-hopping frog, and I have a hunch he hasn't dropped by for a spot of light lunch. The frog gave a gulp. This is worse than I feared, thought the frog on the crock, and he shed a small tear. I'm done for. I've had it. Finito kaput. I'll never again see the bank by the hut. Now, said the croc, stop crying this instant. I too have been swept a considerable distance from way past the hut and that leaky canoe. I'm heading on it back now. Are you coming too? So upstream they traveled, the croc and the frog, and they waved as they passed by the mud-loving hog and the dog on the bank in the shade of the tree to arrive at the place where the logs used to be. Thank you so kindly for taking me home, said the frog on the croc, now no longer alone. As he hopped from the back of the croc to the bank, the croc waved goodbye, then his crocky heart sank. Nice frog, I appear to need some assistance. You see, I lead a rather lonely existence. My home way upriver was washed away too. So if it's okay, can I stay here with you? Oh, this is a great picture. And that's how we leave them, the frogs and their friends. There's no better place for this story to end. A family of frogs and a crocodile too, in a crocky old hut and a croaky canoe. The end. That was a great book. I've got one other book to share with you about frogs that I thought you guys would really like. Let's look at this. It's called The Red-Eyed Tree Frog. And this is information about the frogs. It says Red-Eyed Tree Frog, story by Joy Crowley. This will be interesting. Oh, look at the pictures. Evening comes to the rainforest. The macaw and the toucan will soon go to sleep. But the red-eyed tree frog has been asleep all day. It wakes up hungry. What will it eat? Here is an iguana. Frogs do not eat iguanas. Do iguanas eat frogs? The red-eyed tree frog does not wait to find out. It hops onto another branch. The frog is hungry, but it will not eat the ant. It will not eat the katydid. Will it eat the caterpillar? No, the caterpillar is poisonous. Something moves near the frog. Oh no. Something slips and slithers along a branch. It is a hungry boa snake. The snake flicks its tongue. It tastes frog in the air. Look out, frog! And the frog jumps. The frog lands on a leaf, far away from the boa. What does the frog see on the leaf? A moth. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The tree frog is no longer hungry. It climbs onto a leaf. The red-eyed tree frog shuts its eyes. And goes to sleep. And it says, look at this, isn't that beautiful? It says, a morning comes to the rainforest. The end. It has some information here about red-eyed tree frogs. I'm going to read it real fast, okay? And we'll look at those little pictures as well. It says, did you know? The red-eyed tree frog lives in the swampy parts of the rainforest in Central America. They wake up just as the sun is going down and sit in the branches calling to one another. Their call sounds like gluck, gluck, gluck. In many pictures in this book, the red-eyed tree frog looks quite big. Really, it is very small. Its body is only about 2 inches long. These 2 pages show the red-eyed tree frog at its actual size. That's the red-eyed tree frog's actual size. Tree frogs spend most of their lives in trees. They even lay their eggs in the trees. When the tadpoles hatch, they drop onto the water where they feed and grow until they turn into baby frogs. Then they are ready to leave the water and climb up nearby plants. Special suckers on the tree frog's toes help it climb and cling to leaves. These red-eyed tree frogs also have large eyes to help them see in the dark and look for food. It likes to eat insects, but it has to be very careful. Many insects in the rainforest can defend themselves against hungry animals like frogs. Ants can bite, so they are best left alone. Katydids are often big and have lots of spines, so they are hard to swallow. Many caterpillars defend themselves by being poisonous. Moths, flies, spiders, and small grasshoppers are the tree frog's favorite food. Of course, the red-eyed tree frog also has to watch out that it doesn't become dinner for some other animal. A hungry bat might swoop down and snatch it from its perch, or a snake, like the baby boa in this book, may sneak up on it. The tree frog's green color helps it blend in with its background, making it harder to find. A red-eyed tree frog will darken in color when it is frightened. Before daylight returns, the red-eyed tree frog finds a hiding place among the leaves of the trees. It tucks its toes under its chin and its belly, and it flattens its body against a leaf. When it closes its eyes to sleep, only its green back is left showing. It stays hidden until it is ready to wake up again the next evening. That's the tree frog right there. The end. That was a great book. Both of them were. I like looking for frogs, and they're just a great part of our society and our world, and I'm so glad that they're a part of it. I hope you have a great day today, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll read again then. Again, this material is also posted on Schoology in addition to this YouTube channel, and our cartoon channel will be back, okay? So have a great day. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.